from Inspired by Emma, and in this video series, we're chatting about the secrets around creating a business a successful business that you love. So what I wanted to share with you in this episode is that there are ways and means of overcoming obstacles and fear, because yes, there will always be obstacles, and yes, there will always be fear. And that's just part of us up-leveling to the next level. Every time we make a shift that's out of our comfort zone, we feel a little bit of angst in our body and we get a little bit nervous. So the point is that fear is something that is so normal. We all experience it. But there are things that we can do to help us overcome our fear. And I think what you need to do is recognize where it's coming from. So, the examples when you're in a situation that is very dangerous and you're experiencing that feeling of fear, and then yes, in that case, you need to run away from that situation. But when it comes to your business and when it comes to doing your dreams, oftentimes that fear is just because we are stepping beyond our comfort zone. Each time we take steps beyond our comfort zone, it's just because we are moving past what we know and past what we are comfortable with. So it will feel a little bit edgy and uncomfortable. That is so completely normal. I have felt it in various points in my journey. One of my really clear moments when that happened to me was when I decided that I had set up the wrong business for me. I had gone on my own. It had been a couple of months of me trying to set up a business around helping smaller businesses with their HR thinking, because that was what I knew, that is what I'd done before. I very quickly realized that it wasn't my true calling, my true passion, that I needed to move into something that was more creative. Well, I had to make the decision to, in a sense, close down that business and start something different. But I felt that fear because I had spent so much time building a business that wasn't the right business for me, and now I needed to change and move into something different. And it was scary, but it was the right kind of fear. And when I made that transition, things started clicking into place. But taking that step, wow, it took so much courage. And that is what I want to share with you, is how do we overcome obstacles? How do we move past and transcend our fear so that we can move into the things that we are called to do? So the first thing that you need to do in this sort of space is start thinking about what makes you awesome, what is that passion, and how you can cultivate it or bring it in to what you do. It's taken me 2 years to fully evolve into creating a creative agency. I have moved from HR, small business offering, to creative agency. And that is a big leap when you look at the two-year gap. But to make that happen, I took little steps along the way. I started following things that were my passion. I started bringing photography into my business. I started looking at video and bringing that in. I started doing some graphic designing as well, all under the concept around helping companies position their employer branding. And all of a sudden, I now have a creative agency that's focused on employer branding. So it's so different to where I started off. But if I didn't start taking those little steps and little actions around bringing passion into what I do, I wouldn't have gotten to where I am today. So if you are a photographer, start creating shoots of the kinds of things you would love to do. If you are if you want to go into food styling, why not do some food styling test runs and start showing people what you can do? If you are a writer, write. So start doing what you love and start bringing it into what you do. People will see it and your business will grow from there. The next tip I wanted to give you was around our self-confidence. So in order to take those steps and move past the obstacles, we need to have confidence in our ability. And I found that sometimes it really helps, especially when I'm feeling like, oh crap, I don't know if I can do this. It really helps to have my little brag list or boost list. So there are two that I've created. The one is I created a whole list around things that I have accomplished over my lifetime. Little things, for helping my mother find her engagement ring at the age of 7, to helping entrepreneurs on their journey and seeing them flourish in their business. So that's my boost list. And when I'm feeling super low, I go back to that list and I'm like, okay, I actually have accomplished stuff. And if I can accomplish those things, of course I can accomplish all these other things I'm wanting to do. So it helps me reframe my mind. I have a link to some questions that you can ask yourself to create a boost list. I think I have a link. So if I have a link, it's down below. So the other thing that I've done is I've got a little Evernote folder that I've created. And every time a client has said, oh, wow, that's so awesome, or they thank me for something specifically, I pop it into that folder. And when I hit a low, or when I'm unsure of myself, or I hit a little wobbly, I'll go into that folder and remind myself that other people have found value in what I've done. Then the other thing that helps you move past fear and to take that step is having a purpose. When you have a purpose and a calling and you know what it is you want to do, like for me, I really want to help you as creative entrepreneurs create a successful business that you love. That is way more important to me than any fear I have, whether it's a fear around looking like a complete dork in front of a video, or whether it's a fear around writing that blog post and should I share that bit of information. I remember what it was like when I needed that information, and so I share it because I know that other entrepreneurs will need it. I know that my calling and my purpose is bigger than any fear that I'm dealing with at the moment. And if your purpose isn't bigger than the fear that you're dealing with at the moment, maybe you need to relook your purpose. And the last tip I wanted to give you is about just taking one step. All you need to do is take one little step towards overcoming that fear. So say, for example, my fear is about phoning a client and asking them for money. Well, maybe I need to put on my red lipstick and my high heels and just go and make that call. Maybe I need to, maybe it's about if I'm feeling unsure about myself and I'm not sure whether I want to, can I actually interact with that corporate? Well, maybe it's about sitting down and just writing the video. If I need to put myself out there on social media, maybe it's about just recording the video. You don't have to edit it and put it out there, but maybe just pressing the record button on your camera is what's going to help you set apart and move into that next space. And I'm with you. There have been times when I have been in the midst of my dream and do project. I got cold feet and I was like, I can't do this. And I started having fears around, will I be able to bring this thing alive? And at that point, I just started taking one step. What was the next module I needed to record? And I recorded it, edited it, put it out there. And so you don't get overwhelmed by the big picture. You just start focusing on the plan. You focus on the little steps that you need to take to bring that dream alive. So entrepreneurs, that is the end of this episode. In our next episode, we're going to be talking about the secret of gratitude and serving and how that can completely transform your business. I can't wait to share it with you. But in the meantime, I wanted to reassure you, you are enough. You have everything that you have at this moment to do what you need to do. So go out there, take the steps and bring your dream alive.